of them. Two women perhaps who have something in common and perhaps have lived a good life. Two women that I would even go as far to say that had a lot in common with each other because they were chosen by the same man. Amen. And a brother usually have a certain taste for the kind of woman that he likes. If he's a brother and he likes a big leg woman, he won't look at a skinny leg woman. I don't care how pretty the face is. I don't care how fine the rest of the body might be. If he's a big leg man, he wants a big leg woman. Amen. And so I can even assume that Hannah and Peninnah had something in common because Elkanah chose them both. They might have even favored a little bit. Amen. Most brothers have a certain look that they like about the women that they fall in love with. Their names indicate some similarity there of being precious. You got Favor and you got Pearl. Married to the same man. Favor was his first choice and his first love. But Favor finds herself not being blessed by God to have children. And so Favor has to submit to the culture and allow her husband to marry Pearl. And Pearl is as fruitful as a 15-year-old mango tree in the summer. Pearl was spitting them big time. Pearl was having children every year, sometimes two in a year. Pearl was very fruitful. So let's read a little further to see how these two blessed women are getting along. Verse 3 of chapter 1. Year after year, this man went up to his town, from his town to worship and sacrifice to the Lord Almighty at Shiloh, where Hophni and Phinehas, the two sons of Eli, were priests of the Lord. Whenever the day came for Elkanah to sacrifice, he would give portions of the meat to his wife Peninnah and to all her sons and daughters. But to Hannah he gave a double portion because he loved her, and the Lord had closed her womb. And because the Lord had closed her womb, her rival kept provoking her in order to irritate her. So now we see that all is not well in the household of Mr. Elkanah. Peninnah is now provoking Hannah and is deliberately causing Hannah to feel unfavored, to feel unworthy, and to feel basically useless to her husband. The word provoke means to entice someone to anger, to grieve another person, to trouble someone, to bring sorrow upon another. So it sounds like Peninnah was trying to stress Hannah out. Perhaps Peninnah's plan was, I'm going to stress this heifer so bad, she going to get up and leave. Amen. I just believe that, a woman is capable of thinking that way. She's provoking the woman, saying to the other woman, I got all my sons and daughters. Hey, what you got? Provoking her to anger, provoking her to wrath. What's the purpose of the provoking? Except that she would want Hannah to perhaps get angry enough to leave so she could have Mr. Elkanah all to herself. Because I don't know no woman that want to share. I don't care what culture say. Amen. I've had a conversation in the past with the gentleman who was of the Islamic religion, and he's allowed to have, I don't know if it was 3 wives or 7 wives or whatever it was, but I had a conversation with him one time, and I told him, I said, you ain't going to make me believe all them women get along. And he laughed. I said, yeah, back to you. I said, they are still human beings. Regardless of what your religion or what your culture says, they are still human beings. And you're not going to tell me that everything is always fine and hunky-dory around your house. Yeah, you too. Just think about it from a human perspective. You have 2 women who think highly of themselves, living in the house, sharing a husband. That just ain't a pretty picture. I don't care how you look at it. Amen. So we see here Peninnah provoking Hannah, and we're not told how Elkanah handled this situation in his house, except it says he gave Hannah a double portion of meats. In giving Hannah a double portion of meats, it's an indication that Hannah is the one that I love the most. So if Peninnah knows that she'll never be able to take Hannah's place in the heart of Elkanah, wouldn't it just be natural for Peninnah to want Hannah gone? Amen. Elkanah has demonstrated Hannah was my first choice. Hannah is my first love. Peninnah, I care about you deeply, girl. You're doing a good job giving me children, but Hannah gonna always have my heart. And so the only way that Elkanah seems to be able to handle it is to show his love to Hannah by giving her a double portion of meat. Let's go on and let's see if his tactic works. Verse 7 says, this went on year after year. Whenever Hannah went up to the house of the Lord, her rival provoked her till she wept and would not eat. Elkanah, her husband, would say to her, Hannah, Hannah, why are you weeping? Why don't you eat? Why are you downhearted? Don't I mean more to you than 10 sons? Wow. Poor Elkanah. He just doesn't seem to understand the plight of his wife Hannah. And it's really a very common phenomenon among men and women even today. Amen. As men, we're created to be fixers. So when our wife or when our girlfriend comes to us and they want to tell us a problem that they have, we want to fix it. Sometimes they ain't looking for us to fix it. But in our minds, if you don't want me to fix it, well, why are you telling me? That's just the way we are. If you don't want my opinion about it, why are you telling me? But I've learned after 38 years of marriage to just sit there and listen. Amen. Elkanah is totally perplexed as to how to handle this conflict between his 2 wives. And Peninnah is just rubbing it in because she knows that she is playing second fiddle to Hannah, and she knows she will never have Elkanah's complete love and his complete devotion all to herself. But Elkanah, being true to manhood, thinks that sex can fix every problem that a woman got. Yeah. I remember when I was stupid like that. Amen. When I was young. Any problem my wife had, the answer was, come on, baby, let me make you feel better. That's just who we are. He says to her, Hannah, don't